there is anything, ladies and gentlemen, that Kenyans should be worried about is what the world is talking about as far as the move that Kenya's president took in one of the UN Security Council meetings. When Martha Koeme's team gave its position, matters deployment of the troops to Haiti, the team must have made proper calculations and realized that that was going to be a total embarrassment. Leave alone the verdict on reciprocacy, whereby the Prime Minister Ariel was supposed to come to Kenya. Probably, I think William Ruto was also supposed to reciprocate, also probably go to Haiti. That was expectation, but that is not what happened. Many people have reacted to that move. Kabando, one of them, who said sometimes there that it is the turn of William Ruto to also make a trip to Haiti because the Prime Minister came to Kenya for the agreement. This issue of Haiti, we've talked about it for so many times, but I want us to look at it from Martha Koeme's perspective. Because personally, I think if the government had listened to the Supreme Court first decision stopping this matter, it would not have been a total embarrassment like it is right now. So I want us to get deeper into that realization. But before you do that, I'd like to kindly welcome you to this analysis and hope you're well from wherever you're watching this video. And also, I'd like to kindly encourage you to support this channel by subscribing and liking this video as usual. So those who supported us before, thank you so much for that support. I started off boldly telling you about what the world is saying about Kenya.
Help protect the U.S. Embassy there. This as Kenya is halting plans to deploy at least 1,000 police officers amid violence on the Caribbean island. Right now, there is no real way to escape the widespread gang violence and spiraling humanitarian crisis.
These days, if you go to Al Jazeera, you go to CNN, BBC, you name it, they are always talking about what Kenya had decided on Haiti issue. So many articles point to a problem on the US. A problem, that's why you find that US has now decided to probably double the funds in a move to still entice probably Kenya to hasten the deployment of this police. Because going by the latest remarks, especially from what we heard from the CS Professor Kithure Kindiki, what he said before Prime Minister Ariel Henry resigned, he made a statement. Now that statement, from my own understanding, he was trying to assure the world that they are still on that issue of deployment. But if you look at the Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Singoi,
we plan around the deployment of a police contingent under the multinational security support mission is still on course. It's not fair to say that Kenya is being pushed. It is because Kenya's DNA, primary DNA in this area is peace building and peacekeeping, but supported or supplemented then by the desire of the neighboring countries to say, let's ask for help from another brotherly African.
Singoi said something. He said they will be forced to delay deployment of police because of the sudden change of events. And what are this sudden change of events? The resignation of the Prime Minister, Ariel Henry. So at that particular moment, we realized that there were two positions from the same government. One party saying that we will not delay. That is the part of the internal security or Interior Security, headed by Kithure Kindiki. But on the Foreign Affairs, which is headed by Mudavadi, that docket is talking about a delay on deployment until further notice. Then, if you go globally, there is also talk that Biden has decided to double the funds. And probably this to make sure that, because they realized, probably because Biden, first of all, realized that Kenya was pleased with the funds which they had allocated for that mission. Now, because there is some, looks like from Biden's point of view, looks like Kenya is trying to play delaying tactics in deployment. Biden administration decided to now double the funds. Doubling the funds, the whole idea of doubling the funds is to make sure that sasa Kenya ni kama vile kuku. Unajua kuku, ukitaka kumshika kuku in the old ways, ilikuwa unapata someone looks for a basin or a huge bucket, puts there, kuna kijiti pale, and then you put something pale ndani yake kama kaka, some seeds, some chakula kuku ambao anapenda, and then you hide yourself somewhere. Ukiona kuku haendi pale, you add more, you add more, maybe seeds unaongeza pale, vitembe zingine ambao atakula, then unakaka unaona kuku anafata. So kuku akifata, you pull that string, and upon pulling the string, ile basin itakava ile kuku na mmemshika. So I'm just looking at this all matter from that kind of perspective, and with that analogy, and with what people are saying about Biden administration doubling funds, ni kama ile kuku kuitega, kuirushia mtama, unaiongezea mtama ili ije. Ukipatia mtama haiji, unaongeza mtama tena. Ikikuja mbio ndio inashikwa. So either US is trying to put the Kenya government is trying to trap us, because I can comfortably say that that's like a trap. How do you double funds just because you want someone to go there, and you know very well that that place is not friendly, that place is volatile, that place is hostile? That is what we know as far as the Haiti issue is concerned. So I don't know whether these funds have been released or the government is still planning to release them to Kenya government. Ama, what's the point? Ama, they want the deployment to be done before they release these funds. But either way, that is America trying to, please Kenya to make that hasty decision of deploying police. There was an article that surfaced about a former US peacekeeper, or a former member of the US peacekeeping mission, who said that if Kenya can not only keep Nairobi safe, then how is Kenya going to keep Haiti safe? I tend to agree with this particular individual who shared that sentence. And I also tend to agree with someone who said that maybe US is doubling its funds to please Kenyans to make hasty decision in deployment. But somewhere I read, from a certain article also, that US has one of the biggest or the largest embassies in the world built in Haiti. And I think that explains why Biden is splashing those kind of funds to be able to contain Haiti crisis, because the US knows that one of our biggest embassy is in Haiti. So there could have been a very strong reason why they built that kind of embassy. But could it be that that is the reason why the people there wanaona kwamba America wameingilia sana Haiti, sasa hawataki hiyo mambo? Like the case of Burkina Faso, Mali against the France, whereby France were forced to, were being forced to leave those countries, to live with their troops. Are we foreseeing that kind of scenario with this arrangement? Just go below the comment section and also tell us what you think about that part. So I'd like to raise my case there, but perhaps if you watch this video and you have not subscribed, please just take 1 second, subscribe to this channel, give this video a like. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.